Hey everyone, Blaze here, welcome to a new video series. This is going to be talking about anime that I would like to see be rescued. So, we're talking about just 5 today, and I'll have many more to talk about in the future, but just 5 anime today that I would really like to see be rescued, licensed rescued. If you don't know what that term means, it's basically, this is stuff that has been out available in English before, be it way back in the past on Laserdisc or VHS. But although everything I'm talking about today has been available on DVD. But yeah, stuff that's been out available in English before but is now no longer in print. You can't buy it brand new anymore. No company currently owns the license to this stuff, as far as I'm aware anyway, in America. So yeah, that's the stuff I'm going to talk about today. The first thing I want to talk about is a classic OVA from 1985 by Studio Pero. I've talked about this on the channel quite a lot. Keep name dropping it every now and then. I absolutely love this thing. I've actually retroactively gone back and given it a 10 because I've realised that my passion for this OVA is really, really strong. So I want the score I give it to reflect that. And that is Area 88. Just a really, really classic 80s OVA. Tale of love, war and tragedy and all the action and melodrama in between. It's incredible. Like, the story for this is kind of generic. Like, Shin gets, basically the main character here, Shin gets tricked after he's about to graduate flight school to become a commercial pilot, but he gets tricked by his best friend, who is jealous of him and his success, into becoming a mercenary. Signs up for a foreign legion while he's drunk, and is basically shipped off to a country called Aslan, which is in the middle of a civil war. And he ends up having to basically fight for his life in order to get out. Like, he's given a jet fighter, and he has to kill his opponents in the air, in dog battles or whatever they call them. And yeah, he has to he has to survive for 3 years there, and then his contract will be terminated. He can go back to Japan, or he has to save up $1.5 million, I think it is, because they get paid to be there. Like, they don't have to do it for free. They're not slaves as such, but they are under contract, which the penalty is either 1.5 million, or you can try and flee. But if you flee, you'll be gunned down. So, yeah, it's a really, 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 really good anime. Like, the soundtrack to it is incredible. The sound design of the planes in it, with all the jet fighters, is amazing to me. It's got an amazing soundscape. Animation's classic 80s, got this fantastic style to it. It looks amazing throughout. I love it to pieces. But I do already own it on DVD, so why would I want it to be rescued? A couple of reasons. This release here that I have is really hard to get a hold of these days. It will cost you probably anywhere between like $30 and $60, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, but around that sort of range. It's not easy to find, and I think I love it so much I want other people to be able to experience it. It's been like one of the best anime I've ever watched, and I've cherished the experience I had watching that for the first time so much. I listen to the soundtrack all the time. I just love it. I've seen it twice through now. I'd like to watch it many, many more times. And I want other people to experience it. Simple as that. So it's kind of like almost a friendly gesture for this first suggestion. It's like, yeah, I own it, but I want other people to see it. But there's actually another reason, and that is, this is the 2 movie versions are on here. So basically what it works out as, this was originally a 3-episode OVA. But this only has 2 features on it. So the third OVA was always feature length. It's like 90 minutes long. The first 2 weren't quite as long, but they were edited down into a movie to present a 2-feature, double feature presentation. And when they were edited down, there were scenes that were missed, and they have been available in English before, uncut. You can get the Central Park Media Laserdiscs from back in the early 90s. That did have the first 2 episodes uncut. Other than that, there's no other way to get the original uncut stuff in English for the first 2 episodes. So yeah, I'd like to see it get re-released, so either those are included as like extras, as deleted scenes or something on the disc, or if we actually get both versions, the movie version as well as the separate episode 1 and episode 2 version. I'd really, really like that. It'd be really awesome, and it's something that I would trust a certain company called Discotek to possibly do if this was ever to get re-licensed, and I think it would really suit Discotek. So yeah, Area 88 is certainly something I'd love to see come out again. Okay, the next one, kind of an obvious one. I do already own this one as well, but not in the format that I'd ideally like to own it in. But I'm very happy to own these, I can tell you that. One of my absolute favourite shows ever. Love it to pieces. It is the classic 1986. So I've got a little list here of information on it so I don't forget. 1986 Studio Dean Rumiko Takahashi's Maison Ikkoku, which I love, obviously. As you all know, I hope, that this is one of my absolute favourite anime I've ever seen. I spent a small fortune on these DVDs, but why would I want to see it get rescued? In Japan, you can buy this on Blu-ray, and it looks incredible. As you might know, obviously, Ranma 1/2, another Rumiko Takahashi series, you can get on Blu-ray. Well, at the same time in Japan, they also released Maison Ikkoku and Urusei Yatsura, also on Blu-ray. I'd really love to see Maison Ikkoku come out again, licensed rescued for a Blu-ray release. The transfer is just beyond sublime. And another reason I'd really like to see it to come out, and I'm sort of cheating here because I want to do a new license, stuff that's never been released before in English video at some point as well, like this one. But I'd really hope that if Maison Ikkoku were to come out again on Blu-ray, that we'd also get the movie, the sequel film, and the some of the OVA specials. I think there's like 3 of them. Yeah, there's one on a desert island, there's one that's just a recap of the TV series, and there's also one that's Kyoko falling in love with oh wow, totally forgotten that. I've forgotten that she names the dog, begins with S. I've totally forgotten. I can't believe I forgot. I don't normally forget that, but I have done this time. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'd like to see Maison Ikkoku come out again solely so I could own it on Blu-ray more than anything. And I'd love, ideally, I mean this is a weird thing for me to say, but I really would like Viz Media to put it out because I want them to do what they did with Ranma. And yeah, that would be amazing. So to have those sort of boxes that they did for Ranma for Maison Ikkoku would just, yeah, it's almost too painful to even wish for such a thing because I don't think it will ever happen. Yeah, but yeah, I'd really like to see that happen. Either Viz or Nozomi Entertainment, I would trust to also do something slightly more deluxe because they do that every now and then, like they did for Revolutionary Girl Utena, so, and kind of Rose of Versailles as well. So yeah, Maison Ikkoku Blu-ray, please, at some point. That's something I'd love to see happen. Okay, the next one is another 80s OVA. A little trend going on here, stuff from the 80s. This is previously put out by ADV Films, and it's a 3-episode OVA. Well, kinda 3 parts. It's actually 4 episodes. It's kind of weird like that. But anyway, Megazone 23, which is actually getting a remake, I heard, recently, and a sequel or something weird going on in Japan. But I'd like to see the classic series come out again in English because there's a Blu-ray for it in Japan and it looks amazing. And yeah, that's mainly the main reason, really. And I think this will happen. Either Sentai Filmworks will do it because they have the ADV connection, or even Made in Japan might do it as well. Because Matt Greenfield obviously runs Made in Japan. He loves this thing. I mean, they even did a commentary on it, commentary with Matt Greenfield, David Williams, and Janice Williams. So yeah, it's just something that needs to come out again. It's a really classic OVA series. Originally it was meant to be a TV series, got cancelled, reworked for an OVA series, and became like an all-time classic. So it's something that definitely needs to come out again. And there's a beautiful Blu-ray out in Japan. So another reason I'd also like to see it come out again, preferably from Discotheque, is because there's actually like a couple of English dubs available for it. There isn't just this one, the ADV one. There's also a Streamline Pictures one, and I think, I can't remember how it works out, if there was a Streamline Pictures one for episode 1 or something. But I know there's like this other thing where there was this dub that was originally made for Japan for episode 2 that is about helping Japanese people learn how to speak English or something, which is always included on the Blu-ray sets in Japan, so you can import and watch episode 2 at least with the Blu-ray with English dub. But yeah, I just like to see in Discotheque's hands, you know you get everything. In ADV's hands, or Sentai Filmworks, I mean, or Made in Japan, you know you just get the bare bones, but at least you get it on Blu-ray. So yeah, either way, I just want to see this come out again. It's a real classic, and people should really watch it. The DVD's not overly expensive. There's 2 complete collections. The one I'm holding, and there's another one that comes in a green box. Both of them weirdly use artwork for part 3, which is the least favourite of the 3 episodes, so yeah, I've always found that strange. But anyway, yeah, Megazone 23, something that needs to come out again for sure. Okay, this one, I was tentative to even put in this list, because I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year, if not by the end of the summer, this has already been licensed rescued, so I should just quickly reach, it's not there, is it? Somewhere else. Where have I put it? There it is. I think this is a small spoiler for the January pickups video that I still haven't done, the second half, but I do have Blackjack the Movie on Blu-ray that Discotek put out, obviously, and I really like it. I won't say anything else about it because I'm going to talk about it in the pickup video, but suffice to say, they've put out Blackjack the Movie on Blu-ray. The OVAs are out on Blu-ray in Japan. These are previously put out by Central Park Media. I think now's the time, and I think it's going to happen. So yeah, these are out on Blu-ray in Japan. I'd really like to see them come over, because the Blu-rays look amazing. Kinda. There is one issue with the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray cuts all the OVA episodes, well, the original 10 OVA episodes that ran in the 90s, to 16:9 from 4:3. So they cut the top and the bottom off to make it widescreen, which is not particularly a good thing. You do gain a little bit of picture data on the sides that weren't originally on the DVDs. So you gain a little bit there, but nowhere near the amount you're losing from the top and the bottom. And obviously it means everything feels like it's slightly zoomed in. So it's difficult, but I feel like I would probably keep the DVDs just so I could have them in 4:3 as a separate option, should I choose. But yeah, it'd be awesome to get the Blu-rays out over here for the OVAs, as well as obviously finally getting the final 2 episodes, Blackjack Final, which ran like in 2011, I think. There's 2 more OVAs. I don't remember if Dezuki worked on those, because I think he might have died already. Don't quote me on that, but I think he might have done, because these were originally directed by Osamu Dezuki, but I think he died before those Blackjack Final OVAs came out. But anyway, yeah, it'd be nice to finally get those officially in English, because they've never been released in English officially. Yeah, you can get the Japanese Blu-ray box does have the first 10 episodes with the English dub, and honestly, the only way you really want to watch this is with the dub, because Kirk Thornton plays Blackjack, and he's a tour de force as Blackjack. He's incredible. But yeah, I'd love to see these come over. I really, really enjoyed them, and I want them in the best picture quality possible, and if that means getting truncated widescreen versions, then so be it. I still would like to own those, and I feel like they're probably going to happen. Discotek licensed Blackjack the Movie on Blu-ray. It just seems like that's another Osamu Dezuki Blackjack thing. It just feels like a question of when rather than if. So yeah, this is the one that out of everything I'm talking about, this is definitely going to be the one I think is going to happen sooner rather than later. So yeah, Blackjack OVAs, love to see those come over. They're amazing. And the final one for this video, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. The final one is another one that is kind of in the same realm as the others. It's out on Blu-ray in Japan. I'd really like to see it. This one's a 90s one, like the Blackjack OVAs were. They are OVAs again, kinda. There's some movies as well. But it's a classic series, one that's super popular in the West. It's a treasured series. Everyone who's seen it has some degree of fondness for it. One of the true classic fantasy anime and comedies. Slayers. This is the Slayers movies and OVA collection, and that's what I'd love to see come over, because they're out on Blu-ray in Japan, and they have proper telesign transfers. They look amazing. Like, I've got copies of them on my computer. I know what they look like on Blu-ray, and I really want to own them officially on Blu-ray, because as much as I love this DVD collection, which I have in this totally bootleg art box, which is also totally cool, I should probably do an unboxing video for this, because I've never done that. That would be kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, all of these that are in here, Slayers, the Book of Spells, Slayers the Motion Picture, Slayers Return, Premium, Gorgeous, Excellent, and Great, are all out on Blu-ray in Japan. The TV series aren't at the moment. I don't know if they'll get a Blu-ray at some point. It'd be nice if they did. But yeah, these need to come out. So the only question is who would put them out, I guess, because currently Funimation have the license to the TV stuff. At least they did. I'm pretty sure they probably still do. They rescued it, obviously, and put out, I actually have them, they're out of reach right now, but, excuse me. I do actually have them on DVD, seasons 1 through 3, and then 4 and 5 as well. modern ones. But yeah, the OVAs have never been rescued. They've always been in the hands of ADV. I think forever, actually. I don't think, because I know Media Blasters used to own Slayers on for the TV stuff, but I'm pretty sure the movies and OVAs have always been in the hands of ADV in the past anyway. But yeah, I'd love to see them come over. Discotek have actually already put out comments on people asking about it. Said, yeah, we'd love to get our hands on those. So we know that if Discotek get the chance, then, and it's, you know, it makes sense for them, obviously, as a business decision. If it can work out financially and if they think they can pull it off, then I'm sure they will. So we know that at least one company is willing to go out there and get them. I think Funimation would also be interested in them, because even though they haven't re-released them on DVD, the opportunity to put those out on Blu-ray, I think they know they would sell reasonably well, the same way they've been putting out like the Tenchi Muyo stuff from the past as well. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely an avenue that we could get Slayers from as well. But any company really in America should be interested in these, and I hope this is another one that we might get licensed this year. And yeah, that's everything for this first video. This is kind of how it's going to go, like just talking about stuff that I'd really like to see get rescued. You guys can talk about the ones that I've talked about, as well as, you know, maybe say some others that you might want to see get licensed rescued in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you guys are really pining for in terms of stuff coming out again in English. And yeah, I have plenty others that I've got on a piece of paper here and others on my computer, so I'll be doing other videos on this one, on this subject. If you enjoy it, I'd like to talk about them a little bit more in depth, but I don't want the videos to be super long. That's the problem. So either I do one video per anime, which seems ridiculous, like, hey, I'd like Slayers movies OVAs to come out, and here's like a 5-minute video on why. It seems kind of you know, excessive. So yeah, I'd like to try and truncate it, but it doesn't give me a lot of time to talk about them in great detail, other than, hey, there's a Blu-ray out, which is really the only thing you need to know. There's a Blu-ray out. I really want this on Blu-ray because I love this thing. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this first one. Like I said, I'll be doing others. I'll be doing the January Anime Pickups Part 2 relatively soon, and hopefully February as well. So yeah, I'm Blaze, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.